Hello there everybody, this is Alex from Hardcoring Guides, my guide for Uncharted 2 Among Thieves on Crushing Difficulty. Today we're doing Chapter 10 entitled Only One Way Out. This one actually took me quite a bit of time to do, because the very first group, you saw the cut there, the very first group of these enemies, I really struggled, I don't know. They were a damn good shot, I can tell you that, but one thing I tried to do was try to do stealth. Because there's like two guys that come to the right, two guys that go to the left, and I just said, screw stealth. I fought this like 10 or 20 times now. I'm getting sick of it. So I ended up just giving up and going with my natural instinct. Plus, I kind of figured the guy probably would find me eventually anyway. But take out, whichever side you're on. If you want to try stealth, I'm sure there's a way you can probably do it. But I'm very impatient. I'm pretty sure we all could probably guess at this point. And we're not even doing brutal mode yet, so that's gonna be, yeah, if I ever end up doing brutal mode, oh my god, like that's something else. I gotta give credit where credit's due. I never thought in a million years that Uncharted 2 brutal would ever be even like nearly that much more difficult than Crushing. But it is. It surprisingly is, because I knew Uncharted 1 would be hard. I just never expected, because I tried it out after I beat Crushing, because I did beat the campaign for this. Again, on Crushing. I've done that, It's Uncharted 2, it's not super bad. By the way, there's a couple guys up here, so I just use the sniper just for free shots. Why not? Pick them off at a distance. These guys are usually pretty easy to deal with. Again, if you get a dragon right there that drops, you should be fine. Watch out for the stairs, though, because when you're climbing up the stairs, or even sometimes going down, and check your corners, because most of this entire area will probably have one or two guys hiding somewhere, so something to kind of look out for. But, you also get checkpoint here, by the way. This part, a couple guys are going to come from the far reaches over here. That's why I got pretty lucky with the foul and wiped them out before they got too close. And before they even had a good shot on me. But, yeah, so I never expected Uncharted 2 Brutal to be that hard. I tried it out, and, yeah, it's like, wow. It's night and day with how much more difficult it is. You die in, like, 2 shots. It is insane. Oh, by the way, the reason why I picked up the shotgun was 2 reasons. 1, I accidentally picked it up, and 2, I said, you know what, I accidentally picked it up, might as well try it. It's a shotgun. We're in close quarters. You'll probably never see me use it that often, but hey, at least I did use it. Shotguns are not that bad. They used to be a favorite of mine back in, like, the heyday of, like, Uncharted 2, because you could just run in and blind fire and all the other stuff. And they're actually pretty good against, especially the Spaz. The Spaz 12 is pretty good against armored enemies. Oh, yeah, watch out for this guy right here. He just pokes out of the corners. That's the thing, though. You got to be very careful. There are audio cues. There are enemies that will say things like, "Oh, I found him," or whatever. So if you just keep an eye out, yeah, if you keep an ear out for that, then you'll probably be fine. By the way, riot shielders, you don't necessarily need to use grenades to kill them. It's just something that I do because I always have at least one on hand just in case. Especially for armored enemies, like you don't really technically need to be using grenades, but the game gives you plenty of grenades anyway. At least on Crushing. Because again, I can now speak freely about the idea of brutal. You get way less ammo, and, well, enemies kill you in like 2 shots. It became a survival horror game. I'm surprised, because I tried Uncharted 1 before, and I said, nah, I'm not doing this right now. And, like I said, I tried Uncharted 2. And that was like, wow, okay. It's now Uncharted 1. It's now Uncharted 1 Crushing mode. Okay, cool. But no, we're doing Crushing now. That's good enough. Maybe one day I'll do it, but that's for a later time. Oh yeah, plenty of grenades get thrown at you in here too, by the way. So usually, like I said, just watch out for stairs. And shotgunners, if they're too far away from you, they can't really technically hit you. So, I mean, well, they can. They can do, like, little pellet shots. But, they can get an insta-kill, obviously, if they're too close. Which is unfortunate for the shotgunners, because I can tell when they're coming. And if I can tell that they're coming to get me, then chances are that I'm going to use that to my advantage and just pick them off from a distance. There is one more fight here, and I think there's a checkpoint. I don't remember if I died. Oh, that's right. We had the fight outside, too. Almost forgot about that. But they do give you a pistole, so if these guys start to kind of close in on you, you could just use the pistole to, essentially, get rid of them if they get too close, which is nice. Kind of off topic, but does anybody remember the first lab back in Uncharted 3's multiplayer back in the day? Like, I think the first time they ever introduced the lab was T-Bolt and Pistole, I think. And that became such a famous thing for them to do that they kept it around for a while. Or they kept bringing it back or whatever. It was so much fun. Uncharted 3 multiplayer was good fun. I didn't play a lot of 2, though. I was mostly a 3 guy. Alright, so, sniper time. Focus, I would say, primarily on the snipers for this part. They don't take very much to kill, and you have plenty of cover around these little, stairs. Sorry, brain not working tonight, I guess. It is kind of late, and I did work, so, brain kind of out. Either way, using this cover to your advantage is very helpful. And usually, I think enemies will probably appear more so on the left side, because Elena and Jeff, I think, usually kind of hold down the right side, so all you really have to deal with is just watching out for your left, and take them out accordingly. And again, don't be like me. If you get shot a couple times, you start to go to gray health. Well, it's not like health, whatever. If you start to go to gray, just hunker down. It's fine. You don't have to be like me and pretend like, oh, well, I can get that shot in because I'm so cool and I totally won't die. You might die. You might be like me and you might die, so watch out. Anyway, that's it. So take care, everybody.